Hi everyone, this is Olalumoro from Lamp Media Touch. Today, I want to show you how you can create your own custom shapes, starting from basic shape or using the Bezier tool. In any of the ways you want to use to create your own custom shape, it means that you should have a picture of the image you want to create either in your head or you have sketched it down on the paper. So let's get it started. In order to start a new shape, starting from the basic shape, we need to first draw the shape that is closely related to the kind of shape you are to draw. But basically, I usually start with the rectangle tool. So from here, you can start creating more nodes, the line, adjusting the line extension, then you come up with your new shape. So with this now, let's assume that I have an image in my head that I want to work on. So I will first go through this step by just press Ctrl Q, because this way now I will need this tool to be able to reposition the nodes that connect the lines together. You can see this line from here to here, from here to here. That's after I've selected the shape tool. From here to here, from here to here, there is like a black dot that stand at the point where the lines meet. So it means that this is like putting down a peg to connect two ropes together. So here is a node, but as it is now, you won't be able to do much on it other than changing the corners, how the corners look. When you click with your shape tool, then you start dragging down. That's the only thing you can do for now. And the settings for this thing that I'm just doing is also here at the property bar for the shape. So here you can change the corners of your shape, you can change the corners to be chamfered, you can change the corners to be scalloped, and you can change the corners to be rounded, and the values of how much the corners will be, you can set it here. But with this now, it means that while we are trying to adjust this thing, it's creating more nodes. So this node is the one holding the curved side to this one before moving on to the straight line. So these nodes are very important. So another thing you should know about node, let me click out here. You see that this is a four-cornered shape, and you should note that at every corner is where we find shape. And when I apply this shape also onto the shape, this shape tool onto the shape to hide the right hand corner, you see that at every starting point of a curved line, there is also a node. So when you are creating your own shape from scratch, you should note all these things, that if you have drawn a shape or you are trying to copy a shape from somewhere to recreate your own, you should note that any corners that you have seen in that shape, it means that there will be a node there. And when there is a corner, you should know that there will be a node that will connect the corners together. So now let's move on creating another shape from this. Aside from just dragging this one to round the corner, or by changing the curves and every other corner pattern. So let's try to create another shape. So we want to create a shape that have more than 4 node points. So what do I want to do? I want to make something like a crest like this. So I assume that this thing is just on my head, not that I've put it down, but I have another one that I've sketched down. I'm going to show you how we can go over that one. So what I would like to do first is to right click, then convert this shape to curve, or you press Ctrl Q on your keyboard. So let me just press right click on the shape, then convert to curves. So with this, the node has been turned to an adjustable node which can be moved individually. You can see that this node can be moved alone. Now when you use the shape tool that you have picked here, you press on the node, then it can be moved backward, it can be moved in any position. So it means that you can create your own custom shape by just repositioning the nodes. So let me undo. So the next thing I would like to do is that, looking at the shape that I just showed you now, you could see that the shape has another corner at the center. So seeing the corner give me the hint that there will be a node at that center. So what I need to do is to add a node by just double clicking on the line, or you first click on this line, then come to the property bar. Remember what we learned about the property bar, that it changes and adjusts itself to the particular tools or the item you select. So since we have changed our tools, so everything here has changed also. So you click on this line where you want to position the new node, then you can just click the add node, or I will just double click and it will add the node here. So let me just double click for quick sake. You can see now another node has been created like this, something that resembles this one the same way. Before it was a little bit circle, so it means that that's just a selection. With this selection tool, you can move the line, or in this case we are not moving the line, I just want to move the node. So that's it. So you can see at lower part of this shape, you can see that the lower part of the shape is curved. So what you need to do is, you might be thinking, how would you now be able to turn this straight line to curve? So it means that you have to select the line that is in between the nodes. So in this case, you are not going to add the node because there is no corner there. So you don't need to add node. So just simply select the line, then convert this line to curve. So what you do is to come to the property bar here, then you click on convert to curve. You see it has different types of curve that you can convert to. So this first one is fixed away because the line is already in a straight line. But the first thing you will need to use in this case is this one, which is convert to curve. So it means that we are converting this line from here to here to curve. The next thing is, let me click on this one. So all I need to do is just to adjust the line downward. You could see there are some other extensions that come with it. So when you select the nodes that are here, the extension will be activated for the adjustment of the curved line. So you can adjust the extension backward or inward to give you the exact form in which the curved line will go. But in this case, I just want to adjust it backward a little bit. So that's just it. I'm just trying to create this thing from my head, no measurements, nothing. So that's how you create your shape from scratch. So if I have the image already drawn on sheet of paper like this one, so it's very easy. You just try to trace your work along that path, even starting from how we starting from a square. So you can set this one as your base square. You can see, so you can just start from here. So as a form of recap, just right click, convert to curve, or you press Ctrl Q. Now it has been converted, the shape has been converted to curve. So you can click. Hand drawn sketch might not be as perfect as what you will do. So you just using your sketch as a guide, then you continue, drag up, then this one, what do we do again? We convert it to curve and we drag it, we drag the line down. So we go back here and click the nodes here, then you stretch them to the sides a little bit so that follow that part. So if you engage with your eyes, you should be able to position this node at the same level, at the same position to the side. So with this now, I've created this sheet starting from something as pictured in my head, and I've created another one starting from something I've sketched. You can see which one is faster. I think sketching is faster. So when you are doing your own, you are trying to create your own custom shape, it's better you start with something you have sketched on the paper, then you scan it or snap it with your phone, then send it to your system, then you start making your shapes. So this is the basics of all the illustrations that you might have seen people doing everywhere, posted and selling anywhere. So if you also can get the understanding of creating nodes, moving nodes, and working with curves and extensions, it will be a great benefit for you. So now let's move on to the next one, which is creating shapes using the Bezier tool. So this will allow you to be able to create straight line and curved line by yourself without converting or anything. So this is the Bezier tool. Here you come to this freehand tool section, you long press on the button, then you move down, you see the Bezier tool. This one might not really work well if you don't have a sketch that you are working on. You might not be able to create a perfect shape, and it will usually become a begin again when you want to perfect your work. So it's better you have the sketch you want to follow, like this one. Let me start from the initial one that we used the other time, which is the one at the center here. So let me select the Bezier tool now and start. So from this place where we see a corner, so it means that a node will be there to hold the line in order to form that corner. So it means that we are starting from this point. So you click once, then you move your mouse straight down to the other corner, you click again, then you move your hand down. We assume that this is a straight line up to this point where it appears that the curve starts. So you move down again, then click, then here that the corner starts. So in this case, you will need a node to hold the first part of the corner. You might remove them later, but first you need to put a node here to hold the first half of the corner. So how do you now create this corner using the Bezier tool? Just click, then hold your mouse, then go move your hand in the opposite direction to where the curve bends to. Like the curve is bending out towards the right, so I'm moving my mouse towards the left. So in order to let the curve follow the next curve I'll be making, follow the right path, like the path is going up towards the left. So you hold your C button on the keyboard, then you reduce the extension that you have drawn away to make the first curve, then you remove your hand from the curve and remove your hand from the C. Now the next curve, then you click and drag again in the opposite direction. You can see now Depending on the direction you move your extension, that's where your curve will bend onto. So as I move it a bit up, then we need to hold C to return the extension so that we follow back the straight line. You straighten your hand on the extension, then you remove your hand from the C. I've returned back the extension to form a straight line, then you click again. This is not a curve line again, so you click it, though it might form a curve, but since you did not drag the next node, it will not form a curve. So the next one ends here. You can see now I have to make the shape a closed shape. So this is where I started, so I'm ending it here too. So when the tool, the mouse pointer or the tool that we are using, get to the point where we started, you can see that the node changes to an arrow bending towards the left. So then you click. So that's how we finished up our shape using a reference image that we have sketched on the paper. If you are to do this one without reference image, it might be difficult to get the exact position and line. So with this now, we can do the cleaning up if something is not right, if it look like it's bending towards the other side, so it will not. So we can use the shape tool to do the cleaning up now. So once you are done, you can come to the shape tool, then you start adjusting the nodes to your desired position. Start adjusting the node, adjust the extension and everything. So that's about creating shapes. So all the shapes that I've sketched on the sides too can be done using the Bezier tool or starting from basic shapes. So like this one, it will be advisable to use the Bezier tool to sketch this. And for this one, you can start this one with basic shape. I'll leave this image in the description section. You can try it on your own, then send it back to me. Let me see what you have done. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like it and subscribe. I have many more videos to create on CorelDraw. Thank you.